My fellow New Yorkers, this is a city built on innovation and technology, a place where we celebrate progress and look to the future. But even as we have created jobs, opportunity, and prosperity with new technology, there have been unforeseen consequences and new dangers, especially when it comes to social media's effect on the mental health of our young people. Over the past decade, we have seen just how addictive and overwhelming the online world can be, exposing children to content they are not ready for, disrupting the educational process, and seriously damaging their self-esteem and well-being. Our most recent data found that young people in New York City are experiencing anxiety, hopelessness, and even attempted suicide at rates we have never seen before. And there is growing evidence that the power of social media is a major cause. This is a serious problem that must be.
Do you guys agree with that? That was Eric Adam. He's going to sue some social media platforms on the behalf of New York City citizens, saying that these social medias are disrupting and interrupting the educational platform, the attention, the drive to want to pursue or be somebody, right? Social media is actually interrupting it all. It's interrupting your kids. It's actually playing along with their attention span. Have you noticed? Your child can't pay attention for more than 5 to 10 seconds, and they do one thing to go right to the next thing instead of completing the other thing. If that's true to you, leave your comments down below. I really want to know what you think about this one. Put a 1 in the chat if it's true. Put a 2 in the chat if it's false. Put a 3 in the chat if you don't understand the ramification of the side effect of what social media does to your brain. Remember, it's social media for a reason. It's a social experiment. So all data will be and must be collected in order for life to go forward. It's all a collection device. That's all that it is. YouTube make money off of not me, but you. You upload your content, right? If you monetize it, then you did yourself a service. Instagram does the same thing. These Instagram release a instant dosage of dopamines. Those likes, it really triggers a dopamine going on in your body to say, hey, the fact that somebody liked this, even if it's right or wrong, morally or ethically, right? It still makes you feel good. It's actually the same side effect or the same effect of you simply just eating a piece of candy or sugar or anything along that nature. So if they can release those dopamines without actually giving you any product and you are the product, right? Then Eric Adam has a case. So as parents, right, you got to monitor how much time your kids spend on these devices. Because if you just tell them, hey, go get on your iPad and that's it. Who's raising them now? It's definitely not you. 9 times out of 10, the teachers outside and the internet has more influence on your kids than you do, especially in today's society. Can we talk about it? I just want to talk about it in another episode of the Healthy Discussion Show. But let's continue. Eric, you have the floor.
Now, that is why earlier this morning, our administration filed a lawsuit against the companies that own 5 major social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and YouTube.
Y'all heard it. TikTok. If you on TikTok, put a 1. If you on Facebook, put a 2. If you on YouTube, put a 3. If you on Instagram, put a 4. And if you on Snapchat, put a 5. Because all y'all gonna get sued. And if Eric Adam is following suit, does that mean that all councilmen or counselors, they're gonna follow the same suit? And if they're doing it, what's stopping you from doing a civil lawsuit? Can we talk about it? Because if your kids are influenced by, I know I'm influenced by the internet. The reason why I'm on the internet because I understand it's an algorithm and I want to be part of that algorithm. So I got to talk about things, of course, with my niche, talk about things and things that's trending. Sometimes they have nothing to do with my channel, but you have to find out a way for you to go up on it, right? That's the entrepreneurial way if you want to be a social media content creator. Right? And content creation is actually becoming more automated than ever before. So I look at it as let's learn machine learning with content creation so you could definitely create something that no one else has ever encountered. That's the point. But I'm doing it for business. Just because I'm doing it for business, it doesn't mean that the viewers are listening for educational purposes. It doesn't mean that. The viewers are viewing it for leisure, for pleasure, for information, for education. They have their own reasoning why. Just to kill time, let time fly by. You know? So I think he has a case. Let me know in the chat. Do you think that this will they shut these social media companies down, or are they too big to fail? Let me know in the comments. Put a 1 if you think that that's true, that they're able to do it. Put a 2 if you think it's false. They're too strong. They're not going to be able to shut these conglomerates down. Eric, you have the floor. Now continue.
In the State of the City address, we must take action to protect our children from harm online, including the growing dangers presented by social media. Together, the New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene, New York City Health and Hospitals, and the New York City Department of Education are filing litigation today demanding that companies be held accountable for their platforms' damaging influence on the mental health of our young people. And we're seeking to recover.
And put down in the chat, let me know how important mental health is to you guys. It's very important to me. Meditate, clear your mind of the negativity, right? Put some positive things in there. Try to attain your goals or do whatever you need to do in order to reach your goal, right? I think mental health is very important because I look at it like this. We work out, we eat, we do all these things, right? But when the last time you tuned your brain up? When the last time you let go of the garbage, the glunk inside of your brain, which are considered negative thoughts? When the last time you just said, you know what? If it's out of my control, I can't do nothing about it. Let it go. It doesn't affect you. See, these things to me are very healthy if you want to go forward in this, in today's world. Because today's world is wicked. It's vicious. We all know it. You have to stay sane. You have to have your practices in place, right? So checking on your mental health, to me, is very important. Making sure that that's balanced, that's clean, it's positive, it's progressing. I think that's very important. Because I look at the younger society as mentally, they effed up. Mentally. Yeah, the parents can tell them this, they can tell them that, but mentally, what society want from them, working a 9 to 5, not being on your purpose, being born in debt based on the decision that your ancestors made. You know, like everything affects everything, the decision that your parents made, right? So they're being born into a world that's actually depressing. Though there's no excuses for you getting to your bag and getting to your riches, right? It's a pursuit of it all. Ain't nothing perfect. But you got to understand only a handful, let's just say 10 to 20% of people are really going to get what they want out of this world or willing to thrive in order to get it and do the hard work, while 80% of people are going to be common. It's going to be the mass. So I'm speaking to the mass amount of people here. The mass amount of people, as far as mental health, is not so well. It is not. Can we talk about it? I just want to talk about it. Eric, you have the floor. Eric Adams, you have the floor.
Addressing this ongoing public health threat as well. Parents everywhere can see for themselves that their children are spending too much time online.
Big facts.
New York City teens spend an average of 3 hours or more per day in front of screens, not including time spent on schoolwork. Much of it focused on the endless stream of social media that has been designed one.
So if you spend 3 hours a day on social media, right, then are you really considered living 3 hours a day? That's 21 hours a week, right? That's damn near 80 hours. That's 84 hours a month, right? Do that times 12. You're looking at well over 1,000 hours on BS. Now, this is hours that you cannot get back. What's the greatest asset? It isn't money. Your greatest asset, put 1 if you think it's money. Put 2 if you think it's you. Put 3 if you think it's time. Because I know, and the answer is, let me give you a couple seconds. The answer is time. This is why. See, when you're on your deathbed, you don't ask for more money. Some people do in order to live longer, right? But most don't. When you're on your deathbed, what's the number one thing you ask for? You ask for time. Can I have some extra time to do what I should have done or do what I didn't do? You always ask for time. So if you're spending your time on the internet becomes your God, your governance, your governor. It governs you. It governs these kids. So 3 hours a day is a bit much, right? But look at this caveat. What if your school practices most of its course online? Then by law, you're literally spending more and more time online than ever before. So I just look like this is how society is headed. This is where society is headed. Everyone must upload themselves online. But I must say, you must learn how to detach. You must learn how to go outside. Go talk with people. Go sit with people. Don't let social media create social diplomacy. Because a lot of people be online and in reality, they don't know how to interact with people. So it does something to your psyche, for sure. But on that note, I'm not going to make this video too long. I'm going to leave the link down below. Go check the rest of this out by Eric Adams, right? They're already going through, New York is already going through a migrant crisis. Now this, what's next? The crime rate is skyrocketing. So it seems like they're getting hit from left to right. And as far as businesses, a lot of businesses are moving out of New York. It's not worth being there anymore. So they headed to Detroit, Philadelphia, all these places that's growing with less amount of people. On that note, smash that like button. Tell a friend and tell a friend. This is just the beginning. This is not the end. Subscribe to the channel and leave your thoughts down below. I really want to know. On that note, peace, blessings, and love.